Hey guys, Nathan Masters here from Brick System Brothers, and today I'm just going to do a little demo for LEGO Digital Designer. This is a cool little program. It's been around for a little while. They are not supporting it anymore, so if you download it, it's not going to receive any updates or anything, but it still functions pretty well. So let's get started. You can upload a build you've been working on or create a new one. So I'm going to create a new one here. I'll just walk you around the interface. You've got your build area, which you can zoom in and out and control with these arrows. I like to do the right click and then you can just move your mouse around. It's pretty common to 3D design CAD programs, so that works pretty well. And then over here we have our brick library. So they've got it broken down by piece type, which is really helpful. And then, oh yeah, I almost forgot. I have to full screen this whenever I use it. And then I can come down here to the color palette and look at all of the different color options I can build with. And sometimes if you do an uncommon color option, you'll end up with pieces that LEGO didn't actually produce. So that's kind of a way you can build outside of the physical LEGO universe with pieces that don't actually exist or are not supposed to exist. So that's a fun little detail. So yeah, I figured I would just build you guys a little car to kind of go through the paces here, and let's check it out. So first thing I'm going to do is narrow down my piece selection by designating a color, and then when I pop open one of these tabs, I'm going to just get the pieces in that color instead of all of the colors that are available. This is actually pretty customizable. You can drag this around, you can change the size of these little tiles, but it's really personal preference, whatever you guys are comfortable with. And I will show you guys where you can download LEGO Digital Designer at some point. This is just kind of a demo of the program. So I want to start with a chassis. Probably I'll need a rims at some point. So finding pieces on LEGO Digital Designer is kind of a guessing game, especially if it doesn't fall into one of the broader categories. You just kind of have to look around until you find it. So this is actually a good opportunity for me to show you guys the search feature. If you can't find what you're looking for, just type a keyword and then you can pop open everything that's related to your keyword by clicking this collapse or expand. And look at that, there it is. That's exactly what I wanted. Looks like it was in the tire category after all. So once you have the piece that you're interested in, you're gonna select it, and then you don't have to hold the mouse down. You can just drag it over and move it around, and then to place it, you're gonna click again, and it'll set it down on the build pad. So yeah, there's the first piece, and it automatically just puts it on the floor right there, all the way down. That can be adjusted later, so don't worry about that. It's not like it's locked or anything. It's just down and stable, ready for you to build on. So I'm going to collapse all these again and clear out my search. And let's see, I only need 2 other pieces in black, so I'll go ahead and get those in now while I have that color selected. The vehicle I'm building is actually kind of from a set, the Old Town Plan. I think I also added some mods to it. I'm just going off of my physical model. So once you've placed your bricks, you can hit the escape key to unselect it, and those will go away. Another thing you can do is, if you don't like where you've placed the brick, you can just select it and then come up here on this toolbar and you can delete. And then if you have placed a brick and you find out later that you need another one, but you don't have it open in the tabs anymore, you can select the one that you already have and then hit this clone button and it'll just double that for you, then you can place that again. So that's some of those features. Those are nice. Okay, so I think that's it for now for the black pieces. I'm going to go ahead and go to my blue palette, and yeah, so here's kind of the model I'm going off of. Just going to go by sight here. So it looks like I need some plates on the bottom. Pretty intuitive how these are arranged. They go from smallest to largest. And they go ahead and throw in those specialty pieces. Doesn't matter what the top looks like, they're just going to go by the base size. So 1 by 1, up to 1 by 2, up to 1 by 3. Tiles first and then normal plates. So I'm going to go down, and here's the 1 by 6. Those. Okay. On the top. Alright. So here I want to put this 1 by 4 plate across, but it is currently facing the wrong direction. So I can use my arrows on the keyboard to turn that around a little bit, and you can even turn it out of the building plane. So if you do the left or right arrow, you can turn it to the side, but then if you do the up or down while it's facing this direction, you can actually spin it around its long axis, and it will automatically snap to an available surface for that. But I just need to put it across right now. That one goes there. And let's see, we need some 1 by 3s. Those are already facing the right direction. That's nice. Right. This is actually going pretty smoothly now because all of the pieces I need are plates at the moment, and I'm currently in a plates tab, so it's going pretty fast. Just building this up. What's next? We can do 4 across the front. That's good. And then we get to 2 more up here, looks like. So the order of your building really only depends on if you can place the brick on the model. If I wanted to go ahead and put on the windshield and roof pieces right now, I couldn't really do that because there's nowhere for them to stick down to, so I just kind of have to be patient, just as you would in real life when building a model. But it is convenient to work through different types of pieces, so I'm trying to get as many plates as I can while I'm right here in the plates. And then I'll go over to different piece type and build with those for a while. This one. Okay, and I could use this 1 by 4 here, but my model actually has 2 of these 1 by 2 wall panels, so I'm just going to copy the model. Another thing I like to use LEGO Digital Designer for is to get an accurate piece count. As you can see down here, it's telling me I have 20 bricks in my model right now. So if I build brick for brick, a model I already have, and I don't feel like counting it as I go, I can just build it again in LEGO Digital Designer and then look at the final piece count that it will give you down at the bottom. So that's a pretty nice feature. Alright, now I want a steering wheel. Let's see, where did those end up? Yeah, again, piece selection is just really nice. That's another reason I will use LEGO Digital Designer, is if I feel like building a model I know I don't have pieces for, it's inferior to like actually building it, of course, but you can actually build something even if you don't have it. Oh, there it is. Alright, good old steering wheel here. Okay, so yeah, it's starting to take shape. Let's go ahead and work on our bumpers, our front and back bumpers now. So, use one of these brackets. Turn that around. Goes right there. No. I have to wait. Okay, so if you select a piece and then you find out you don't need it right away, I like to just put it off to the side, and then when I'm ready to grab it again, it's right there, ready to go. Doesn't really affect anything. It's just kind of as if you had set it on the ground to use for later. And it does get kind of finicky when you're trying to put a piece in between two existing parts. So here's a good opportunity to show you another feature called the hide tool. You can leave a brick in your model, but kind of hide it. So what you've done now is cleared a view to a lower portion of your model, and what that also does is your program will automatically try to put the piece where you can see it now. So it's not having any difficulty sliding in there, and as you can see, it's still kind of ghosted that box around the existing part. So I'll put that in there, and then when you've got that set again and you're ready to see those pieces, you can just go up in the corner and show the hidden bricks, and there they are. They're back. Okay, let's put this guy on. So he was just chilling over there, and I can drag him over, put him on. Another one on the back. Ready for that. There. Get out of the clone tool. Done that a couple of times. Didn't realize I was using the clone mouse, and I was just doubling stuff all over the place. That wasn't the best. Alright, we're ready for some tiles on the top. So this is actually a pretty compact little build. That's one of the reasons I like this car. Pretty sturdy. Next I need to throw in some corner pieces. So I'm just kind of rotating those around. There looks good. And these guys are just gonna kind of hang way over the side. Let's do some studs not on top building here. First thing is a 1x4. Pivot that. Oops. There we go. That's where I want that one. Then we're gonna do some decoration pieces. There. Bumper hanging down. And next we are going to put on 2x2 plate. These. And while I'm right here on this 1x1, I'm actually going to need a transparent red for the taillight. So I'll just come down here to my color palette, and it has main groups separated by metallic, transparent, and solid. So down in the transparent section, red one, and I'll just go ahead and stick those on right now while I've got this piece ready to go. And then I can go back to blue pretty easily. Yeah, I really encourage you guys to check out all these colors. At some point, all of these have been in production, but I don't believe they're all in production right now. And they're definitely not available for every piece. So that's something. I need a tile. So we can, let's see here. If we turn off the color filter, we can can see that some of these pieces have decoration. I'm just trying to see if there's any with a license plate that I could use. Check it out. I remember when I was younger, we would build houses in LEGO Digital Designer, and then we were obsessed with putting these $100 bills like all over the property, out in the lawn, in the house. And it got to the point where we would get like a stack of 10 of these, and then we would clone the stack and put the stack somewhere else, and then we just have just bulk piles of $100 bills bulking up the model, and it would take 10 minutes to load the thing. It was something else. But I digress. Okay. Let's do our seat. So as you can see here, if I go all the way around to this side, our model's a little bit off center, and the way you can fix that is down on the bottom where we have some view tools. We can just click on this one. It's a nice recenter tool. So that'll bring your model back to the center of your screen. And let's get out of here. The seat is made out of TAM pieces, so I think that's brick yellow, if I remember correctly. Naming convention is a little uncommon for some of the colors. That's alright. Trial and error. Doesn't take too long to figure out. Okay, this is the piece I'm looking for. Kind of bump there. I think that's the right tan. Yeah, that's dark tan, I think. Okay, so I have just a normal tan. Next is 2x2 plate. Right, okay. So that's lost. And then we're back to blue. Actually, before we go back to blue, there's one more tan piece. There it is. So our seat is done. That looks nice. And let's go back to our blue. Fill in the back of the car. So that's moving along pretty nice. Kind of can see the shape of the fender taking shape. Brick bill fenders. Let's swing back around to the front here. Alright. So the next part of the model is the front bumper, and with that we're actually going to have to do a technique I call submodeling, which is where you kind of start to build something apart from the rest of the model and then you put it in place all together later. So let's do that. Front bumper consists of two of these 2x2 corner. That side by side, and then we're going to put a license plate on the front again. So I'm just going to select that and clone it, bring it around right there, and then we're going to do some light gray pieces for the rest of the bumper. Okay. So the submodel is built. Now, if I want to move the whole thing, then I can go ahead and select all those pieces, and it'll show me down here. I have 6 bricks out of the whole model selected. Now what you can do is you can click any one of those pieces and move this section around as a whole chunk. And I'm going to put it right on there. And then what that allows us to do is we can come back here and build kind of our round headlight casing. And let's put some headlights on. I really like this smooth 1x1 round tile, especially good for headlight detailing. That looks great. Nice. Okay. Let's go to the sides. Side panels are pretty simple. We're just going to do a 1x6 tile. Throw that on a piece there. Alright, it's coming together. I think sure. So I'm looking at the top here, and trying to remember how all this hood assembly goes together. Got another. Oh, I see now. Okay, that goes in front. Yep. Throw this guy in there. So there's actually some hollow space in there. You could fill that up. It's not really necessary. The model's pretty structurally sound. And next we need jumper plate and a tie. Jumper plate, we're going to throw on G-slope, and it's time to do another submodel. So, now I want a light gray. Another blue jumper plate, and then maybe I was just out of blue jumper plates. Looks like. So we can make that. Here, let's get back to this. Blue 1x3 tile. And 2 tile. We're just going to throw this whole thing up on top of the hood. So I'll browse for a hood ornament later, but that's what I kind of saved that spot for. And then this G-slope is a good transition from this center ridge down to the front of where our windshield will come in. So let's do that. And on the back, put in a plate. Tile that kind of look like a spoiler. And we're gonna do some pieces in white. Let's do roof of our car now. This one. Can't do that quite yet. Up a little more. Just throw a plate there. On top. Alright, time to do another submodel, because as you can see, our windshield does not have any attach points, so that's going to be supported by the piece that wraps around. first I'll put on, get this piece ready to go. And I actually don't have to build this submodel separate. I can just build it right in. I think I want trans light blue, and it's going to be this piece if I remember correctly. Alright, let's give it some wheels. Back to the black palette. Here we've got some axle options. It is. Couldn't find it, I guess. This one. Throw that on the bottom here. And then my car has white rims, so let's stick with that. It's the smallest option. Tires. The tires are rubber, but they've just been put in the black color palette, so that works. That works fine. Tires. All right, check it out. So, if I had been rebuilding this at the same time, I would now have two versions of the same vehicle, one digital and one physical. So let me just throw this back together quick. And there's that. So we have our physical version here. Modded a little bit from the set that it came in. And the license plates on this one are actually stickers instead of a print. You work with what you got. Now let's see if we can find a suitable hood ornament. It's going to be a small detail piece. So I'm going to turn off the color filter, and I'm going to open some of these detailing options. And let's see what this metallic gold one looks like up there. Okay, that's not bad. What else we got? Some of these. Plenty of pieces. If you guys are ever out of ideas, just open up Lego Digital Designer, scroll through the part catalog, and you might find some inspiration there. You can mess around on Lego Digital Designer and not have to worry about cleaning up all the pieces if you sort them. Just exit the program and they're all automatically sorted, so that's cool. Alright, not really seeing anything else in that category. Let's see what we got. I think I'm happy with this one. Alright. So, let's recenter this again. It's a little taller. So there's that. So, a couple final things to show you guys. Definitely want to save your model. So, click on the save icon. And then that'll pop up a dialog box. And I'm just going to call it Blue Car. And you can choose where to save it. I've got all kinds of files. I'm just going to put it in my downloads folder. And it saves it as an LXF file, which can be opened by Lego Digital Designer and a couple other programs. We'll look at those in another video. So yeah, save early, save often. I'm sure you guys have heard that before. It also applies to this. I haven't had LDD crash on me in a long time, and when it did, we were loading a really large model and had several other programs going, so it was kind of a bad idea, but it runs pretty smoothly. It's a pretty low demand program, so don't worry too much about that. Alright, so now that we've got it saved, let's come over here and we can do some fun stuff. So in view mode, you can put on this background and move your model around a little bit. You can change the scenery with this option. So we've got a desert, we've got some mountains, we've got ocean world with some islands over there. And this one is my favorite. This is the outer space background. So, especially if you've got a spacecraft, this is a lot of fun for kind of posing it and then taking some screenshots of your model. And it looks pretty decent. I mean, it's not a really high rendered image quality like you can get for some other programs, but you know, it puts your model in a background. There's no like floor left there to crop out or anything. So that's a good way to get a quick image grab vanity shot of your project. So before we leave this little area, I'm going to show you another little trick. I don't know why they put this in here, but you can explode the model. So that will just blow it up into each individual piece, and it'll kind of float for a little while, and then it magically reassembles. That's a lot of fun. Do it again here. You can zoom in and out. You can pan around while it's blowing up. And then when it goes back together, you can like dramatically zoom in. Pretend you're using the Force or something. So that's great. Again, I don't know why that's in here, but I love it. So let's go back to our build mode. That'll bring you back to the standard layout here. And the last thing to show you guys is the building guide mode. So once you built your model, you can actually generate some instructions and it will load them up. It looks pretty similar to the printed instructions from the Lego sets. So it'll do it in steps for you. Up here is the pieces for the step, and then the step is in the middle, and you can drag it around. Unlike a printed piece of paper, you can see all the angles, and it'll just walk you through all of that. I like to use the little slider to do like a fast time-lapse build. That's kind of cool, especially if you got a bigger model or you imported a different project and you're not sure how to build it. You can pop it open in the building instruction panel and work through it like that. So that's it. Lego Digital Designer. Got a pretty nice car here. There's a couple other tools for flex pieces and pivoting things in that nature. That's kind of slightly more advanced. This was pretty basic introduction. I hope you guys got a feel for it. Again, I'll post a little snippet on how to download it. And yeah, hope you guys have fun with it. So thanks for watching. See ya.